Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 17, Shloka 10, by His Grace Sundar Gopāl Prabhu, about heavenly planets. Please repeat. Anyecha nada, nada, nadyascha varshe varshe shanti, bahusho merva adi giri, duhitaraha shatashaha. Synonyms. Anye, many others. Cha, also. Nada, rivers. Nadya, small rivers. Cha, and. Varshe varshe, in each tract of land. Santi, are. Bahushaha, of many varieties. Meru, Adi, Giri, Duhitaraha, daughters of the mountains beginning with Meru. Shatashaha, in the hundreds. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Many other rivers, both big and small, flow from the top of Mount Meru. These rivers are like daughters of the mountain, and they flow to the various tracts of land in hundreds of branches. Please repeat. Many other rivers, both big and small, flow from the top of the Mount Meru. These rivers are like daughters of the mountain, and they flow to the various tracts of land in hundreds of branches. So we'll go with next one also. Translation. Among the 9 Varshas, the tract land known as Bharata Varsha is understood to be the field of fruitive activities. Learned scholars and saintly persons declare the other 8 Varshas to be meant for very highly elevated pious persons. After returning from the heavenly planets, they enjoy the remaining results of their pious activities in these 8 earthly Varshas. Purport. The heavenly places of enjoyment are divided into 3 groups: the celestial heavenly planets, the heavenly places on earth, and the Bila heavenly places, which are found in the lower regions. Among these 3 classes of heavenly places, Bhauma, Swarga, Padani, the heavenly places on earth, are the 8 Varshas. Other than Bharata Varsha, in Bhagavad Gita 9.21, Krishna says, Shine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti. When the persons living in the heavenly planets exhaust the results of their pious activities, they return to this earth. In this way, they are elevated to the heavenly planets, and then they again fall to the earthly planets. This process is known as Brahmanda Brahmana, wandering up and down throughout the universes. Those who are intelligent, in other words, those who have not lost their intelligence, do not involve themselves in the process of wandering up and down. They take to the devotional service of the Lord so that they can ultimately penetrate the covering of this universe and enter the spiritual kingdom. Then they are situated on one of the planets known as Vaikuntha Loka, or still higher Krishna Loka, Goloka Vrindavana. A devotee is never caught in the process of being promoted to the heavenly planets and again coming down. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, E rupe brahmande premite kono bhagyavan jiva Guru Krishna prasade paye bhaktilata bija. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila 19.151. Among all the living entities wandering throughout the universe, one who is most fortunate comes in contact with a representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and thus gets the opportunity to execute devotional service. Those who are sincerely seeking the favor of Krishna come in contact with a Guru, a bona fide representative of Krishna. The Mayavadis, including in mental speculation, and the Karmis indulging in mental speculation, and the karmis desiring the results of their actions cannot become gurus. A guru must be a direct representative of Krishna who distributes the instructions of Krishna without any change. Thus, only the most fortunate persons come in contact with the guru, as confirmed in the Vedic literatures. Tadvignartham sagurumeva abhigacche. Mundakopanishad 1.2.12. One has to search out a guru to understand the affairs of the spiritual world. Srimad Bhagavatam also confirms this point. Tasmat Guru Prapadyante Jignaso Shreya Uttamam 11.3.21. One who is very interested in understanding the activities in the spiritual world must search out a guru, a bona fide representative of Krishna, from all angles of vision. Therefore, the word guru is especially meant for the bona fide representative of Krishna and no one else. Padma Purana states, Avaishnava Gurur Nashyat. One who is not a Vaishnava or who is not a representative of Krishna cannot be a guru. Even the most qualified Brahmana cannot become a guru if he is not representative of Krishna. Brahmanas are supposed to acquire 6 kinds of auspicious qualification. They become very learned scholars, Patana, and very qualified teachers, Patana. They become expert in worshipping the Lord or the demigods, Yajana, and they teach others how to execute this worship, Yajana. They qualify themselves as bona fide persons to receive alms from others, Pratigraha, and they distribute the wealth in charity, Dana. Yet, even a Brahmana possessing these qualifications cannot become a Guru unless he is representative of Krishna, Guru Nashashat. Vaishnava Swapacho Guruhu. But a Vaishnava, a bona fide representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, can become a Guru even if he is Swapacha, a member of the family of dog eaters. Of the 3 divisions of the heavenly planet, Swargaloka, Bhaumaswarga is sometimes accepted as the tract of land in Bharatavarsha known as Kashmir. In this region, there are certainly good facilities for material sense enjoyment, but this is not the business of a pure transcendentalist. Rupa Goswami describes the engagement of a pure transcendentalist as follows: Anyabhilashita sunyam gnana karma dhanavritam anukulyena krishnanusilanam bhaktiruttama. CC Madhya 19.167. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Personality, Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. This is called pure devotional service. Those who fully engage in devotional service to Krishna just to please him are not interested in the 3 divisions of heavenly places, namely Divyaswarga, Bhaumaswarga, and Vilaswarga. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं तावदूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगन ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते. तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने. नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Don't do this.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for inviting us to the Srimad Bhagavatam class. So we are hearing about the heavenly planets. There are three heavenly planets. One in the Indraloka, Divya Swarga, Bauma Swarga, and Bilva Swarga. So all these places are places of enjoyment. The one in the Divya Swarga, you can go there and enjoy, as explained in the 11, 10, 25, I think. One verse before.
Okay. Having achieved the heavenly planets, the performer of ritualistic sacrifices travels in a glowing airplane, which he obtains as the result of his piety on earth, being glorified by songs sung by the Gandharvas and dressed in wonderfully charming clothes. He enjoys life surrounded by heavenly goddesses.
Next verse.
Accompanied by heavenly women, the enjoyer of the fruits of sacrifice goes on pleasure rides in a wonderful airplane, which is decorated with circles of tinkling bells and which flies wherever he desires. Being relaxed, comfortable, and happy in the heavenly pleasure gardens, he does not consider that he is exhausting the fruits of his piety and will soon fall down to the mortal world.
Next verse.
Until his pious results are used up, the performer of sacrifice enjoys life in the heavenly planets. When the pious results are exhausted, however, he falls down from the pleasure gardens of heaven, being moved against his desire by the force of eternal time.
So you see, this is how a person enjoys in heaven. The process of going to heaven is also explained. Do you know the process? Huh? What? It is in 1120. 1121, 1120. Eleven 21, 33, 34.
The worshippers of demigods think we shall worship the demigods in this life, and by our sacrifices we shall go to the heaven and enjoy there. When that enjoyment is finished, we shall return to this world and take birth as great householders in aristocratic families. Being excessively proud and greedy, such persons are bewildered by the flowery words of the Vedas. They are not attracted to topics about me, the Supreme Lord.
So you see, this is the process of going to heavenly planet by performing karma kanda activities. That's explained also in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 20. Yes?
Those who study the Vedas and drink the stoma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights.
So see, those who do this karma kanda by Vedic sacrifices, they are promoted to the heavenly planet. And they go there and they enjoy. But when their piety is finished, they have to return back here again. Actually, according to the Prabhupada said, after they fall down, they don't come to earth directly. They go to there are 9 varsas surrounding the Mount Meru. Ours is Bharta Varsha. Then you have what's the King Purusha Varsha. Then you have Ketumala. Like that, there are altogether 9. So on these 9 varsas, only earth, as is explained in today's verse, is a place of fruitive activities. That means only in this earthly planet, everybody has to work like an ass. You follow? The other 8, they don't work like an ass. So when the person fall down, they go to this place there and enjoy again. They say their lifespan there is about 10,000 years. And it's like Treta Yuga. Life is actually Kali Yuga is only on this earthly planet. Kali Yuga is not there in the other 8 verses.
Yeah.
Okay? And the other, they are pious souls taking birth there. That is one. And of course, Prabhupada also explained in today's verse that in the earth here, also there is heavenly planet. And Prabhupada says this Kashmir is that place where it is heavenly. I don't know, I have not been there. Anyone have been there?
But it was so cold there, how it is heavenly.
Good to find out. Actually, not cold all the time. It's only on winter.
Yes, yes.
And some people like that, cold, very nice, scenic, beautiful scene. Actually, all the Indian movies, all initially they are shot there. No? Yeah? Is it not?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Because the place is very beautiful. Scenic. Then there's another heavenly planet that's below, that's called Bilva Swarga. It's also, in fact, the Bilva Swarga is more enjoyable than the other 2 heavenly planets. Because when you want to enjoy, if you understand there's God, then your enjoyment is not complete. Because there's fear of God, no? How you can enjoy? You follow? But in Bilva Swarga, there's no conception of God. So the enjoyment is, max. They do all kind of crazy things. So there's the 2 different understanding. So the thing is that these things are all very alluring, just like this. Now we read those who worship this demigod worshippers, they're very much attracted to this. But those who understand God, Krishna, they're not attracted to this. Why? Why are the devotees not attracted to heavenly planets? Huh? And the so-called karmakanda persons are very attracted to it. Why they are not attracted? Hmm? Why? Why the devotees are not attracted to these heavenly delights? And these demigod worshippers are very much attracted to this. Hmm?
Yeah. They forget Krishna and God.
They forget Krishna and heavenly planets.
Devotees getting higher experience than them.
Devotees are having higher experience. Huh? How you explain that? Devotees are not interested in money.
Interested to serve Krishna.
Huh? If I bring some money here, I'm sure. Huh? The devotees are trained to become detached from these three things. Basically, wealth, na dhanam, na janam, na sundari makavitam. Why? Because this is explained in that verse 244 Bhagavad Gita. Huh? Chant this verse.
भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां तयापहृतचेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधौ न विधीयते. In the minds of those who are attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place.
So, what is this material opulence? Hmm? What is this Bhoga Aishwarya? What is that? Hmm? Hello? What is this material opulence? What is this material opulence? Hmm? Money, fame. What else? It is very clearly explained in this verse 1:8:26.
Yeah.
So material opulence is classified in this verse. Janma Aishwarya Shruta Shribir Yadamana Madapuman Naiva Harti Abhidhatum Vai Tvam Akinchana Gocharam. So this is classification of this opulence. You can the breakdown can read.
Okay. My lord, your lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. Because one who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot address you with sincere feeling.
There is point here. So those who have this material opulence, they cannot address you with sincere feeling. As Krishna also said, those who are attracted to Bhoga and Aishwarya, they cannot get the resolute determination of devotion. You see that parallel? That's why even those who are in heaven also they pray. You know, we are in heaven, we almost forgot because of our so-called enjoyment. Yes, 519, what?
22.
519, 26,
22.
22.
Yeah. The demigods continue. After performing the very difficult task of executing Vedic ritualistic ceremonies, sacrifices, undergoing austerities, observing vows, and giving charity, we have achieved this position as inhabitants of the heavenly planets. But what is the value of this achievement? Here, we are certainly very engaged in material sense gratification, and therefore we can hardly remember the lotus feet of Lord Narayana. Indeed, because of our excessive sense gratification, we have almost forgotten his lotus feet.
See the difference here? So that's why Kunti Devi is praying. Uh, This is an obstacle actually. Well, those who have got a lot of material opulence, then it's a disqualification in getting the mercy of the Lord. That's why the question was asked, by Parikshit Maharaj. Why these followers of Lord Shiva, they are very Lord Shiva is very niggardly, no place to stay. He doesn't even have clothes to wear. Huh? He has got no house. He's dressed in skulls, ashes, crematorium ashes on his body. Huh? But his followers, they are very opulent. Whereas the devotees of Lord Krishna or Vishnu, the Lord is very opulently, but he stays in Vaikuntha, very opulent place. But his followers are all beggars.
Where is the question?
Yeah?
Where is the question?
Verse, he's asking.
You know where?
No, that.
I think it 1088 2 to 5, I think, is the question. So this question was there. You see this?
Okay, first one, I think.
First one.
Yeah. King Parikshit said, those demigods, demons, and humans who worship Lord Shiva, a strict renunciant, usually enjoy wealth and sense gratification, while the worshippers of Lord Hari, Supreme Lord Hari, the husband of the goddess of fortune, do not. Next one. We wish to properly understand this matter, which greatly puzzles us. Indeed, the results attained by the worshippers of these two lords of opposite characters are contrary to what one would expect.
So there's contrary results, Question was raised here, you see. Next verse.
Sri Shukadeva said, Lord Shiva is always united with his personal energy, the material nature, manifesting himself in three features in response to the entreaties of nature's three modes. He thus embodies the threefold principle of material ego in goodness, passion, and ignorance. The 16 elements have evolved as transformations of the false ego. When a devotee of Lord Shiva worships his manifestation in any one of these elements, the devotee obtains all sorts of corresponding enjoyable opulences.
See that? So, the worshippers of Lord Shiva, they are awarded all sorts of corresponding enjoyable opulence. So please allow. Maybe we should put a Shiva here.
Only till get opulences we put and then take out.
Huh? And maybe also Lakshmi. Especially must show with the money coming out of the hand. Huh? And make sure her pot also has money inside. With no money inside, not good. There's so many theories they have. Understand?
Lakshmi standing, not good.
With Lakshmi standing now, she should not be on the crocodile riding. So many things they have, speculation. You see here, next verse?
Yeah.
Next verse is there's a different.
Lord Hari, however, has no connection with the material modes. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the all-seeing eternal witness, who is transcendental to material nature. One who worships him becomes similarly free from the material modes.
So on the other hand, those who worship the Lord, they become free from material entanglement. So now the point is this, that the material opulence, demigods, it is not that you go and worship them, you will not get the essence. Actually, it says in 4:12 Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, quickly.
So you see in this Bhagavad Gita verse, it says that those who worship demigods,
कांक्षन्ता कर्मणं सिद्धिं यजन्ते इह देवतः क्षिप्रं हि मनुष्ये लोके सिद्धिर्भवति कर्मजा. Men in this world desire success in fruitive activities and therefore they worship the demigods. Quickly, of course, men get results from fruitive work in this world.
so see, very quickly they get the results, There's no such thing as delay or, you have to take so long. No. So they are very attracted to this kind of worship to get the material benefit. But what is the drawback of this? What is the drawback of this so-called material acids and opulence? That's explained in this verse 1088 again. What is that? 1088, I think it's 7, 8, 9. Oh, what's that? Can you go there?
Yeah.
No. Next one.
Yeah.
No, next one. Next one. I think 11. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I am difficult to worship, people generally avoid me and instead worship other deities who are quickly satisfied. When people receive kingly opulences from these deities, they become arrogant, intoxicated with pride, and neglectful of their duties. They dare to offend even the demigods who have bestowed benedictions upon them.
See that point here? They don't get any good qualities. They get what?
Demonic,
Arrogant,
arrogant.
intoxicated with pride, and neglectful of their
Duties.
duties. That is also explained in that 10, 10, 10, 10, 1, 8. 10, 10, 8.
Yeah.
Narada Muni is saying this point.
Yeah. Narada Muni said, among all the attractions of material enjoyment, the attraction of riches bewilders one's intelligence more than having beautiful bodily features, taking birth in an aristocratic family, and being learned. When one is uneducated but falsely puffed up by wealth, the result is that one engages his wealth in enjoying buying, women, and gambling.
See this point here? See, this is why demigod worship is not very much encouraged. And it says that most to most you can only go to heavenly planet. And when you exhaust your piety, again you have to come back. But I don't know whether you will go there or not because you got all these bad qualities. In fact, it is explained in 11.5. Uh, 11.5. You see here, this is how the demigod worshippers think, 5.7. You see here how they think.
Due to influence of the modes of passion, the materialistic followers of the Vedas become subject to violent desires and are excessively lusty. Their anger is like that of a snake, deceitful, overly proud, and sinful in their behavior. They mock the devotees who are dear to the Lord Achyuta.
So that here, you see how this all fits in, Huh? Hello? Do you understand? Huh? That's why worshippers of demigod are not considered devotees, Do you know that? I think I recently posted that verse. NO7, Nectar of Devotion, Vishnu Rahasya. Huh? What? Before we go there, let's go to the next verse.
Okay. The materialistic followers of Vedic rituals, giving up the worship of the Lord, instead practically worship their wives, and thus their homes become dedicated to sex life. Such materialistic householders encourage one another in such whimsical behavior. Understanding ritualistic sacrifice as a necessary item for bodily maintenance, they perform unauthorized ceremonies in which there is no distribution of foodstuffs or charity to the brahmanas and other respectful persons. Instead, they cruelly slaughter animals such as goats without any understanding of the dark consequences of their activities.
The Bhagavad Gita also, this verse is there, no? 17 what?
Yeah.
Annayanam, Dakshinam.
Yeah.
17:13. See? In the Gita, this also explained.
Yeah.
See? Vidihinam, Astresta Annam.
Ashrishta.
Mantrahinam adakshinam. You understand? Shrddha virhitam yagyam tamasham parichakte. Parichakte.
Any sacrifice performed without regard for the directions of scripture, without distribution of prasadam, spiritual food, without chanting of Vedic hymns and remunerations to the priest, and without faith is considered to be in the mode of ignorance.
So instead of doing this, they are cruelly slaughtering animals. They are very much interested in this animal program. Yes. Huh?
Yes.
Go back to that next verse.
Yeah. The intelligence of cruel-minded persons is blinded by false pride based on the great wealth, opulence, prestigious family connections, education, renunciation, personal beauty, physical strength, and successful performance of Vedic rituals. Being intoxicated with this false pride, such cruel persons blaspheme the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees.
Then see how. That's why Krishna says, if I really want to favor someone, the first thing I do is take away his wealth. I gave one class, then I spoke that verse, and the lady got so frightened. Never came back. Frightened that Krishna will take away everything. In fact, there's a popular thing among the South Indians, don't put the flute in Krishna, he will blow away your wealth. How stupid they are, I think. Krishna cannot blow without the flute. Huh? You follow? So because they have so much attachment for material, actually the whole thing is just worshipping for money.
Yeah.
Anybody you say, please, you worship him, you will get money, they will put on the altar.
Chinese Kubera also there.
Chinese, there's
That-
no Chinese Kuvera.
Like that they
Please
say.
don't talk nonsense. There is a Chinese Kuvera. What nonsense is this?
They say like that.
Hello, that guy is some laughing Buddha. And all these Indians are so stupid, they think that this is Kuvera. Kuvera has to be in the form of a Chinaman. Hello? Huh? So stupid. You understand? Huh? So because they have no knowledge, anything goes. If you give them a dog and say this dog you do puja, you will get money, they will do it also.
Hmm.
Yes. There's no intelligence, you see. He says there's no brain. Where's that verse? Go back.
Persons is blinded by false.
See, they have no brain. Blinded by false pride. Based on great wealth. That's all it is. Next verse.
The personality of Godhead is eternally situated within the heart of every embodied being. Still, the Lord remains situated apart, just as the sky, which is all pervading, does not mix with any material object. Thus, the Lord is the supreme worshipable object and the absolute controller of everything. He is elaborately glorified in the Vedic literature, but those who are bereft of intelligence do not like to hear about him. They prefer to waste their time discussing their own mental concoctions, which inevitably deal with gross material sense gratification, such as sex life, and meat eating.
This is what they like. Yesterday, someone was telling me that please come to the temple for half an hour. They are talking about Krishna. You hear, benefit you. No. This is the last place I will go. Yes. Gross material sense gratification, such as sex life, they are not interested. Huh? See how this whole thing is. So you think this is, huh?
They prefer to waste their time.
What is wrong in this direction? What's wrong if you are interested in sex life and meat eating and everything? Huh? What's wrong with that?
Next one. In this material world, the conditioned soul is always inclined to sex, meat eating, and intoxication. Therefore, religious scriptures never actually encourage.
Okay. So our point is this, that material opulence and all, it is very much, very attractive for a so-called conditioned soul. They want to enjoy, because that's the tendency of the soul. They are pleasure seeking. They always want to enjoy. You understand? If there's no enjoyment, they will shun the thing. So what is that enjoyment? This thing gives immediate enjoyment. Sex life, meat eating, intoxication. They want this. They want this. And the detrimental thing of this, you may go to heaven, you may enjoy there some more, and then, but you come back again. You have to go through the whole program again. But sense gratification not necessarily will bring you to heavenly planet. Krishna also said, in the Bhagavad Gita, 16, right? So those who are interested in enjoying the senses,
Thus, perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to the sense enjoyment and fall down into hell.
Right? So that you have a tendency to also go down to hell. Not that, it's also rosy. You follow? Hmm? So I have to learn how to become free from this. But you cannot come out of this. It's not possible. It is not possible if you are in the mode of enjoyment. That's why the verse, 551. What is this enjoyment is available even for the stool eating animals, yeah? Right? With bhujam, right? Is it not? Huh? That? Where are you going? First one.
First.
Nayam deho bhajam nirloke. This kasta kaman. You see this enjoyment, that word is used, custom. It is not that you want to enjoy, it's freely available to you. It is full of difficulty, which is also available, the same pleasure is available for this stool eating animal. It is not that it explained in that verse, no? 7:38. In 7:38 is explained, you see here by Prahlad Maharaj.
O my friends, sons of the Asuras, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his Supersoul feature always exists within the course of the hearts of all living entities. Indeed, he is well-wisher and friend of all living entities, and there is no difficulty in worshipping the Lord. Why then should people not engage in his devotional service? Why are they so addicted to unnecessarily producing artificial paraphernalia for sense gratification?
The producing artificial parallel means that if you want to enjoy gambling, you must build a casino. A lot of hard work, no? Yeah? It says explained in the purport, you can see.
Yeah. Because the Supreme Person.
No, you read the part where to build this. You go down there. If one wants to go to hell,
if one wants to go to hell by illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication, he must acquire so many things. For illicit sex, he must arrange for money for brothels. For meat eating, he must arrange for many slaughterhouses. For gambling, he must arrange for casinos and hotels. And for intoxication, he must open many breweries.
So how much hard work it is to enjoy? Huh? That's why it says kasta kaman. Is the what?
Kasta.
You understand? This whole thing, it is all fitting in. Because this so-called happiness that you are trying to get, it is available even for any species. As again further said, in 7:6:3. Deho. Is that Sukam? Yeah, this verse here. Deha yogina dehinam. That is what? You see, can you read the translation?
Prahlad Maharaja continued, my dear friends, born of demonic families, the happiness pursued with reference to the sense objects by contact with the body can be obtained in any form of life according to one's past productive activities. But such happiness is automatically obtained without endeavor, just as we obtain distress.
See that? When you try to pursue happiness, distress is also coming, no? Huh?
Yeah.
2 times it says this point. One is in 1:5,
Yes.
1:5:18,
Yeah.
and another is 7:42.
42.
Yeah. Yeah, it says here, you see, Tasya Hetu. This verse is very nice. You can chant.
Tasyaiva heto prayateta kovido.
Let him chant.
तस्यैव हेतो प्रयतेत कोविदो न लभ्यते यत्थमतामुपर्यतः तल्लभ्यते दुःखवदन्यतः सुखं कालेन सर्वत्र गभीररंसा.
Read.
Persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined should endeavor only for that purposeful end, which is not obtainable even by wandering from the topmost planet Brahmaloka down to lowest planet Patala. As far as happiness derived from sense enjoyment is concerned, it can be obtained automatically in course of time, just as in course of time we obtain miseries even though we do not desire them.
See that? Huh? And in another place, it's explained. You don't chase after happiness because as you look for happiness, distress is already come. 7:7.
42.
You see?
In this material world, every materialist desires to achieve happiness and diminish his distress, and therefore he acts accordingly. Actually, however, one is happy as long as one does not endeavor for happiness. As soon as one begins his activities for happiness, his conditions for distress begin.
Already coming. Yes. You understand? So you see, the living entity is chasing for happiness in 3 places. 1, by sex life. 2, by wealth. And 3, by going to heavenly planets. That is the 11, 3, 18, 19, 20. So in these 3 locations is looking for happiness.
Sri Prabuddha said, accepting the roles of male and female in human society, the conditioned souls unite in sexual relationships. Thus, they constantly make material endeavors to eliminate their unhappiness and unlimitedly increase their pleasure. But one should see that they inevitably achieve exactly the opposite result. In other words, their happiness inevitably vanishes, and as they grow older, their material discomfort increases.
Is that? So this is happiness trying to what? Through sex life. Next happiness is trying to get from
Wealth. Wealth is a perpetual source of distress. It is most difficult to acquire, and it is virtual death for the soul. Therefore, what satisfaction does one actually gain from his wealth? Similarly, how can one enjoy any genuine happiness from those things that are gained or maintained by one's hard-earned money, such as home, children, relatives, and domestic animals, since they are all temporary?
money. Yeah? And then heavenly planet. Yes, today we are reading.
One cannot find permanent happiness even on the heavenly planets, which one can attain in the next life by ritualistic ceremonies and sacrifices. Even in material heaven, the living entity is disturbed by rivalry with his equals and envy of those superior to him. And since one's residence in heaven is finished with the exhaustion of pious fruitive activities, the denizens of heaven are afflicted by fear, anticipating the destruction of their heavenly life. Thus, they resemble kings who, though enviously admired by ordinary citizens, are constantly harassed by enemy kings and who therefore never attain actual happiness.
Is that heaven? Then where to find this happiness? Where to find this happiness? Real happiness. Where? Where to find this real happiness? Hello. Of course, you will tell me in Krishna. Yes.
529.
Eh? Unless you go to Krishna, you will not get that real happiness. You'll not get?
Yeah.
You understand? Of course, that's explained in the whole Bhagavatam. And you know many verses on this. Can anyone give me one word? Maybe we start with the Bhagavad Gita. Easy. Huh? Simple verses so everybody will know. By going to Krishna only you can get happiness. Anyone? Hello?
621.
Huh?
621.
621. Oh, that's
Guru.
an interesting verse.
Guru
Can you
Nanak
take out? Let's see.
Yeah, this one, it's together many verses.
Six 21. He says 621, eh?
Yes. So this one maybe Guru Nanak Vichar.
Actually, it's 20 to 23,
Yeah.
3 verses. 4 verses there. Which one you're referring to? Huh? Yam labha cha param labham. This one.
Yes, 22.
22. Or 21 is different.
Sukam atyantikam yatat buddhigraham atindriyam yat veti yatra na chaivaham tita chalati tatpataha. Once you get this happiness. But I tell you one thing, the 6th chapter, Krishna is not direct, except for the last 2 verses, From 1st chapter to 6th chapter, he was a little vague, He didn't say directly surrender to me, except in the last 2 verses of the 646 and 640. You follow? Yogena vapi sarvesham mat gante antaratmanaha. Right? Do you have anything else? Maybe 2nd chapter?
529.
Huh?
529.
529. Yes. What else? Are you reading? Are you reading? Hello? Prabhu, all the verses, Prabhu. Huh? Yes? 10?
Bhoktaram yajna tapasam
Bhaktaram Yagya Tapasham
Sarvaloka Maheshwaram
Sarvaloka Maheshwaram
Suhridam Sarvabhutanam
Vedam Sarvabhutanam
Gnatva Mam Shantiricchati.
Yantva Mam Santim Richati. This word Santi, you take out, you do search, you'll find so many verses in the Gita. Right? I think the first one comes in the, because it's here, I think it's also there in the,
66.
what?
266.
266. Actually, 265 is more appropriate, What is that? Dukkanam? No.
Anirashopajayate. Prasade Sarva
Prasade Sarva
Dukkha.
Dukkanam. Aner Ashyopajayate.
So, he Ashyu Buddhi Paravatishtate. For one, thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established.
But it doesn't say it quite the happiness, But prasada means mercy. Then the next one it says,
Nasti buddhir ayuktasya, na chayuktasya bhavana, na chabhavyanta shantir, ashantasya kutasukam.
there the word santir is there. Sukam is also there.
Yeah.
Huh?
One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how there can be any happiness without peace?
This is a verse I quote many times, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Any other verse?
521.
521.
In 9th chapter
I
also,
also
he
quote
says,
that many
Susukam
times.
kartum avyayam.
Huh?
Susukam kartum avyayam.
Susukam Kartam Avyayam. That is 9th chapter.
Yeah, 9. Bhakti Yoga.
So let's go to the 5 first. 5 is closest. So you see, this is how you learn, you know where to get happiness. Happiness in heavenly planet is no doubt it is there, but it is coupled with a lot of misery. But if we want to enjoy unlimited happiness without any tint of misery, that's only in Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
But Prabhu, I see devotees also suffering now. You can say. So to answer that question, just now you quoted 6 what?
Guru Nanak Vichar.
That even you have difficulty as a devotee, because you have Krishna, you're not shaken. You're not? You know what? This verse, read this one first. Translation.
Yes.
You don't have time to chant everything.
Yeah. Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme.
See? So that connection with Krishna is what actually counts. That's why they are not interested in pleasure outside. I think there's another verse, 22.
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Next one,
An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to the contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have an beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them.
See? So if you can just connect yourself with Krishna who is sitting in your heart, you don't have to go find happiness anyway, just within. That's it.
Yeah.
Even though you're having headaches after headaches, but the moment you connect to Krishna, then everything is resolved. Where is it stated like that? Huh?
1858.
Huh?
1858.
1858. Machita Sarvadurgani. If you connect with me, you will clear all obstacles. But if you don't connect, then you will be finished. But I was thinking of another verse. 11, 29, 21, I think. Even you are in big distress, if you it seems no hope, within that hopeless situation, if you can think of Krishna, it gives you the biggest relief. Is it not? 11,
Yeah.
20,
29, 21.
yeah, you see this?
O Uddhava, greatest of signs, in a dangerous situation, an ordinary person cries, becomes fearful, and laments. Although such useless emotions do not change the situation, but activities offered to me without personal motivation, even if they are externally useless, amount to the actual process of religion.
See this? It's not only that you the actual process. Actually, you get relief.
Yeah.
When you connect with God, Krishna, you get what? Relief. Where is it stated that you get relief? Hello? Where is stated that you get relief? Hello? I think this one is a little difficult question. 1795 TC. Klesha Agni. Huh? Klesha Agni? Yes. Subhada. Yes. Purport.
Okay. Madhya.
Madhya. 1795 purport. Go down. So this was here, Klesagni Subhada, Moksha Laguta Krit Tu Durlabha. Sundar Ananda Vishesha Atma Sri Krishna Karshini Cha. So you see, devotional service
is Kleshagni.
Even for beginners, this means they reduce or nullify all kinds of suffering. The word Subhada indicates that devotional service bestow all good fortune.
And the word Krishna Akarshini indicates that devotional service gradually attracts Krishna toward the devotee. Consequently, a devotee is not subject to any sinful reaction.
So you see. Yeah, I was reading this very interesting point. The Lord was giving benediction to Prahlad Maharaj. And he was saying this verse, I think it's 7:10, 13.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting point the Lord is making for a devotee.
Yeah. My dear Prahlad, while you are in this material world, you will exhaust all the reactions of pious activity by feeling happiness.
See that point here?
And by acting piously, you will neutralize impious activity.
See that? Huh?
Because of the powerful time factor, you will give up your body, but the glories of your activities will be sung in the upper planetary systems. And being fully freed from all bondage, you will return home back to Godhead.
So see, a devotee, for him, happiness means he's exhausting all his pious activities. And by acting piously, he neutralizes all his impurities. Whereas just now we read the demigod worshippers, they're getting arrogant, pride, and whatnot. Yes?
False pride.
They, in fact, increasing the sinful activity. Yeah. That's why it says demigod worshippers are non-devotees. I didn't show the word, right? NOD,
Yeah.
chapter 7. You see that?
Yeah, no.
I quoted this in the WhatsApp thing, I think. Huh? I just put that up, I think.
Different. Yeah. Sorry.
Yes. You see that? The NOD. That's why demigod worshippers, a dangerous program. It's a what? Dangerous program. Of course, people get offended, especially those who are worshippers of them. Why? Actually, they don't even like the word demigod. You say demigod, they get very upset. There's some kind of a short circuit in their head. Why demigod? Why? Huh? You understand? This is here. Hello, go down. Non-devotees. You go to the section on non-devotees. Associating with non-devotees. No, you just go down, scroll down. See, okay. Any person within this Vishnu Rahasya, this is NOD 9, Prabhu. You go to NOD 7. No, it's 7, 7, 7. There's a chapter there, association with non-devotees. Go down to that. Yeah, go down to non-devotee association. It's nice to find out this verse, Huh? Someone can do the homework of finding out this verse. NOD. Go down some more.
Sword for alligator.
Huh? What? Except, no, some more down. No, you missed out. Oh, you can write the word Katyani Samhita. Katyani Samhita, that just there. Hello.
Yes.
How come you get missed,
In the Katyayani Samhita, it is stated that even if one is forced to live within a cage of iron or in the midst of blazing fire, he should accept this position rather than live with non-devotees who are through against the supremacy of the Lord. Similarly, in the Vishnu Rahasya, there is a statement to the effect that one should prefer to embrace a snake, a tiger, or an alligator rather than associate with persons who are worshippers of various demigods and who are impelled by material desire.
Wait.
In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is instructed that one may worship a certain demigod if he is desirous of achieving some material gain. For example, one is advised to worship the sun god if he desirous of getting rid of a diseased condition. For a beautiful wife, one may worship Uma, the wife of Lord Shiva, and for advanced education, one may worship Saraswati. There is a similar list for worshippers for all the demigods, according to different material desires. But all of these worshippers, although they appear to be very good devotees of the demigods, are still considered to be non-devotees. They cannot be accepted as devotees.
Yes.
The Mayavadi.
No, it's okay. You see the point there? They cannot be accepted as devotees. Huh? That's why we cannot offer food to demigods. We cannot offer to. You know where I stated? Huh?
Diti Kashyapa.
Kasyapa, yeah, 517. Durga, you write the word
Yeah,
Durga,
Durga.
you come to that. Durga is 517. You cannot offer the food.
6/18/49.
618, no?
49. Yeah.
Okay.
Never eat leftover food. Never eat prasada offered to the goddess Kali, Durga. And do not eat anything contaminated by flesh or fish. Do not eat anything brought or touched by a Shudra, nor anything seen by a woman in her menstrual period. Do not drink water by joining your palms.
So you see that? Yeah. Cannot eat food offered to demigods. Not that you say, oh, they also prasad. Huh? Love. So demigod.
Generally, the goddess Kali is offered food containing meat and fish, and therefore Kashyapa Muni strictly forbade his wife to take the remnants of such food. Actually, a Vaishnava is not allowed to take any food offered to the demigods. A Vaishnava is always fixed in accepting prasada offered to Lord Vishnu. Through all these instructions, Kashyapa Muni, in a negative way, instructed his wife Diti how to become a Vaishnavi.
You know? You want me to find a verse which says Lord Shiva there? Huh? Understood. Demigod means include everybody. You understand? Not that only to Kali, others all okay. Yeah? So you take it in your hand and go outside and offer to put it somewhere and wash your hand. You mean to say they offer you should take? Huh? You be intelligent. You don't want to offend them. You collect, yeah, and you go. Or you give to somebody standing nearby something. You understand? But at least you should know. Lord Shiva is Param Vaishnav and his wife is Param Vaishnavi. Hello? Their roles are different. Understand? Although when he is a Vaishnav, then he has got no connection with Maya. Understand?
Worshippers, they are not offering it to a devotee so that he will offer to Krishna. They are offering like.
No, if you want to offer, you want to take the offering of Lord Shiva, then you go to their sampradaya and they are teaching you how to serve Krishna.
In Puri, they do.
You understand? Vishnu Swami. Vishnu Swami is the Shiva sampradaya. You understand? And in fact, in Vishnu Swami, they only do worship of Krishna, Laddu Gopāl.
Yes.
Right? Vallabha sampradaya. But you cannot go direct to Brahma, and similarly you cannot go direct to Shiva. But if you're going direct to Shiva, then we read this now. Worshippers of Shiva get what?
Wealth.
Material opulence. Yes? 1088, what? 7, is it?
6.
Yes? You see, there's a difference. And why we don't take this demigod prasadam? Because it's contaminating. It is what? You understand? That's why Kashyapa forbade his wife. You don't eat. This spoken millions of years ago, Prabhu, not yesterday. It's spoken not yesterday. That means what? This program is going on. Correct?
Yes.
So try to understand today's subject matter, this heavenly business is not very much attractive or should be attractive to the devotees. Yes, because devotees are not They're not interested in this kind of a program. Even though they have nothing, Krishna will take everything. They don't want, they prefer. As long as they have Krishna, they are okay. Because if you get Krishna, you get everything. You understand? Therefore, this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us, Nadanam, Najanam, Na Sundarema Kavitam, Va Jagade Sagam. What do you want then? I want to be your servant. Not only just one life, but lifetime after lifetime. Means what? Even if I have to take birth here and stay here perpetually, I don't mind. I want to be your servant. You understand? So to learn this, you cannot learn this. This kind of happiness you cannot get by what your experiment of going to the demigod is not possible. 7.3.21. You can only get this supreme happiness if you go to a bona fide spiritual master. Okay? Tasmat, that's why I said Tasmat. Tasmat is used what? In Sanskrit. What? Why therefore? Because we already described the three ways where you cannot get happiness. By what? Wealth, sex life, or heavenly planet. Therefore, you should surrender. That's why the word used what? You see? Hello, Sanskrit. 7. Hello, what are you doing? Hello, my goodness. You should know this by heart by now. No, this word should be in your fingertips.
Right.
You see here the word. Love. Tasmat. Therefore now. Tasmat gurum prapad. The word guru means plural, not singular. Prapadyeta. Single? Hello, let's see. Translation. A spiritual master. Gurum. So tasmat gurum prapadyeta. Jigyasu Shraya Uttamam. Sabde Parecha Nisnantam. This word Nisnantam, that means the Guru has what? Taken baths in the whole Vedic scriptures. Ocean of Vedic scriptures, he has taken bath. So when we say someone has taken bath means what? In Tamil, yeah. Adichi Kuruchi, no? What is it? What is it? They say like that, right? What is that? Tamil? Karichi Kuruchi. That means he has sabde pare, not in anything, in the sabda. Sabda means astra. Brahmane on the Supreme Lord. Upasama means the person, he ultimately is so detached, and asrayam, he has taken shelter. So, translation.
Therefore, any person who seriously desires real happiness must seek a bona fide spiritual master and take shelter of him by initiation. The qualification of the bona fide guru is that he has realized the conclusions of the scriptures by deliberation and is able to convince others of those conclusions. Such great personalities who have taken shelter of the Supreme Godhead, leaving aside all material considerations, should be understood to be a bona fide spiritual master.
See? The real happiness is with spiritual master. So when he gets this happiness, then he is not interested. Even he go to hell, go to heaven, what the verse? Love the new man. And what is the verse? Hello? Hello? What is that verse? Devotees are not interested. Heaven, hell, anywhere. What? Hello? Hello? He got it. Narayana Paraha Sarve Kutas na. This way. Hello, please remember this. Chant this word.
Narayana para sarve.
Narayana Paraha Sarve.
Nakutushchana bibhyati.
Nakutaschana bibhyati.
Swarga pavarga narakeshva.
Swarga pavarga narakeshva.
Apitulyartha darshinaha.
Apitulyartha darshina. This is how the devotee thinks. He is not interested. You send me to hell or you send me to heaven. I don't care. I don't what? Why? Can you read?
Devotees solely engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and the hellish planets are all the same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord.
Huh? They're not interested. They're not even, they don't care, even in hell. They're not bothered. Of course, they won't go to hell for sure.
They go to preach.
Huh?
They go to preach.
Yamaraj.
They go to preach.
Not the-
Actually, there's no preaching. Yamaraj is so upset there. That's why he became Vidura. Because the name of the Lord is not even heard in the hellish planet. That's why when the Yamadutas came and says, this
Ajamil.
Ajamil, when he was so surprised, he was very elated, full of joy, because in his courtyard is hearing the holy name. That verse is also there. So you see how devotees' perception is totally different. That's why devotees, what they do is like day, and what the non-devotee do is like night. Two different parallels. They're two different. Because devotee is detached. She doesn't like this. In fact, Guru Maharaj was saying this point, no? 499. What is the use of this happiness? It is even available even in hell. Hello? Got it? Yeah?
Persons who worship you simply for the sense gratification of this bag of skin are certainly influenced by your illusory energy. In spite of having you, who are like a desert tree and are the cause of liberation from birth and death, foolish persons such as me desire benedictions from you for sense gratification, which is available even for those who live in the hellish conditions.
Is that? Yeah? So try to understand your position of chanting Hare Krishna. It's a very, very, it's very,
Exalt.
anyone who can chant Hare Krishna, he says that anyone who does this, he has finished everything. He has what? What is that verse? Very famous verse. Don't say, let them think now. What is that verse? I think every verse I'm asking, nobody all look very blank or they look away. If I look at them, these two verses you must know by heart. Hello. It's spoken by actually Devahuti. Give you a clue. Hello. Ahobata. Swapato Garian. Hello, you know 3:33:7. Remember? Studying means you have to know this. Hello. See? This verse. Chant, Rebo. Let him chant. Let everyone repeat.
Aho batasva pachoto gariyam.
Aho batasva pachogato
Yajjitvagre vartate namatubhyam.
Yajjivagre vartate namatubhyam.
Etustapaste juhushasnurarya.
Te pustapaste juhushashnurarya. Brahmanuchurnama grananti ete.
Remember this. Hello. Memorize. This must be what? Memory. Huh? What? Today what? Koitiawa. That is in memory. Koitiawa. Oh, lucky not. So you see how we have to learn why this is important. Because it will give you the faith, the what? The necessary faith. Yeah.
Oh, how glorious are they whose tongues are chanting your holy name. Even if born in the families of dog eaters, such persons are worshipable. Persons who chant the holy name of your lordship must have executed all kinds of austerities and fire sacrifices and achieved all the good manners of the Aryans. To be chanting the holy name of your lordship, they must have bathed at holy places of pilgrimage, studied the Vedas, and fulfilled everything required.
Everything they have done. Unless they have done that, it's not possible for you to. Because there's another verse also stressing this. You know where is it? 8? Oh, Bhagavad Gita. But I was thinking another verse in the 11, that 11 what? You know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 11.5. 28, I think, 38. 11.5, 38. No, he says, unless one who has, it takes many lifetimes for one to come to chant the holy name. You know? South Indian one is different. That one is in just before the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu verse, you know? Yeah. 38, yeah? It's 11.5.38.
Yes. Yeah.
Huh?
Going. Yes. My dear king.
Can you go to the purport?
Yeah.
What is that verse where we have all this Jiva Goswami?
According to Srila Pachit.
11.5, what? 26, is it? I mean, 36. Oh, how come we forgot this place? Very important verse. Yeah, I think it's 38:40, you know. Yeah, 38:40. O descendant of Bharata, the holy name of Lord Vishnu always vibrant in the mouth of one who has previously worshipped Vasudeva perfectly for hundreds of lifetimes. That this how Bhattas, you know. So you see, here it's all about how the chanting this verse, and how to chant. The chanters are not some people who come by fluke or chant. They have done a lot of piety to chant Krishna's name. You know? You can go, yeah, how glorious. No, one verse before this. Just one verse. This one. Yena janma satehe purvam vasudeve samarchitaha tatmurke hari namani tadatistanti bharata. Please.
O descendant of Bharata, the holy names of Lord Vishnu are always vibrating in the mouth of one who has previously worshipped Vasudeva perfectly for hundreds of lifetimes.
So this thing of chanting, then you may ask this question, you know, Prabhu, that how, I don't know, I've done a lot of piety, you know, but how to become chanting devotee? And this is only by this one answer, by the mercy of the pure devotee. Because of that association of pure devotee, we have managed to come to this vision. Otherwise, it's difficult to take part in devotion. Power of the pure devotee can make even a what?
Like meat eater also.
You know, 11, 14, 21. 11, 14, 21? Huh? 21, is it? Let's see. That bhaktiya. Uh, 20, 21?
Only
Yeah. No, go to the Sanskrit, hello. See the word swapakan. This word swapakan means what? Pakan means eating, no?
eating.
Swa means what?
Dog. Only by practicing unalloyed devotional service with full faith in me can one obtain me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am naturally dear to my devotees who takes me as the only goal of their loving service. By engaging in such pure devotional service, even the dog eaters can purify themselves from the contamination of their lower birth.
See that? Yeah. So we owe a lot to our Srila Prabhupada, you know. I mean, I don't know about you. Without His mercy, I won't be sitting in this place and giving this, you know, class. Yes, because Sanatan Goswami quote that verse, you know. How by bell metal, Kanchana, Yata Kanchana, where's that? I think it is there also in 330, 24, 330, Madhya,
Yes.
purport, yeah. Go to the purport, Yata Kanchanan. Purport, right below.
Is it not in 1508?
15108 also is there. This is it here?
You don't waste time. It's a very long report. This would be a Kanchana.
Yata, Kanchana. So it is another important word that you should also remember. Yeah, yeah,
Yata Kanchanatam Yati.
yeah.
As bell metal, when mixed with mercury, is transferred to gold, a person, even though not golden pure, can be transformed into a Brahmana or Dvija simply by the initiation process.
See this point here? Simply by the, you understand? Hello? What? So it's very important that one understands the devotional service. Of course, we have given you so many instructions on how your piety and all that. But there is also another shortcut, you know. If you can somehow or other connect with a pure devotee, even you come from very, very low background. That's why you see Prabhupada, he went to the West. Prabhupada said, these people are addicted to these four principles since birth. Of course, I don't know illicit sex and birth, but and now within 4-5 years, yeah, you can see their bright faces, they're jumping, dancing, so much in love with Krishna. How is it possible? How is it possible? Association of so that is the, you know, of course we quote the words 7, 15, 25. Automatically, by associating with a pure devotee, you can go above the three modes of
Material.
automatically. Does it mean that we just, okay, I'm connected, I can eat and sleep, I'm above the mode? Means we have to follow the instruction? Yes? Yes? I think it's getting so late now. The prasadam must have been cold already. Any questions? I think so many to explain this point, you know. I think, anybody got any more, something to add?
That was Yamaraj was pleased when Narayana was trying to run 611.
Take up. He was so pleased that the Yamadutas chanted the name of Narayana. Okay?
Yes.
6311.
Yes. Sri Shukadeva Goswami said, thus having been questioned, Lord Yamaraja, the supreme controller of the living entities, was very pleased with his order carriers because of hearing from them the holy name of Narayana. He remembered the lotus feet of the Lord and began to reply.
See?
Srila
Super.
Yamaraja, the supreme controller of the living entities in terms of their pious and impious activities, was very pleased with his servants because they had chanted the holy name of Narayana in his dominion. Yamaraja,
Domin.
dominion. Yamaraja has to deal with men who are all sinful and who can hardly understand Narayana. Consequently, when his order carriers uttered the name of Narayana, he was extremely pleased, for he is also a Vaishnava.
See that? So, any other questions? Anything?
No.
I think I don't want to summarize the class. Pretty much, I have described happiness in heavenly planet, how to go to heavenly planet, what happens in heavenly planet, what are the qualifications you get, qualities in heavenly planet, the pitfall of heavenly planets. Yes?
Yes.
Is it not? Then I have explained how devotional service is very different, how devotees are not interested. Yes? Yes, I have pretty much explained everything. Okay, it is very late. Sorry, I overshot the time, but I think it's a little necessary. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.